Looking here at the Swiss yen, you can see that price has been very, very choppy for the most part over the summer months. Had a big candle on one day, but overall it's been extremely choppy. And if we look at this market overall, we are still in an uptrend here. Price came all the way back down here to this purple zone, bounced off the purple zone, and is now rangy and choppy, but it looks like we're going to be retesting the highs up here at 117.31 eventually. Now, as we look at all the zones being created here amongst all the chop, you can see how much like indecision is being put into this market. So a lot of stuff going on here. I still expect to see price respect demand and support. So the trend is still to the upside. And if the trend is still to the upside, demand and support should be holding. Okay. So yes, it's put in a couple of resistance levels, but I'm thinking that overall we're still going to be going to the upside on this market. But notice the overlap, which again, all this overlap means is that this market is extremely choppy and range bound right now. So the key levels that I'm actually watching here is this one here at 115 up to 116. And then I would say kind of like the lower and the bottom part of this big chocolate zone that prices bounce off of again and again and again. So yes, it is getting weaker to the downside the more times price spins in it, but I think we can see price come to the upside, and I'm really looking to see the retest of the 115.86 level as price interacts with that up there. Looking here at the 60-minute time frame, you can see again just all the chop that's been going on in this market overall here. A lot of choppiness and range boundness, and as we look to see what this market's going to be doing, I outlined where the daily zone is up here, just so that we can kind of see what this zone looks like. And if price does get up here, it does look like it could easily go through it there, because every single one of these zones have multiple bounces represented by the color. So all those levels are potentially weak if price can get back up there. On the bottom side, we are putting in some fresh support zones. And so you can see, even though we're inside this big daily zone, and that big daily zone goes something like this, it goes down there a ways, all right? So we're putting in more support zones. And as we're doing so, I think we're going to slowly eat our way up to the upside. But again, this is going to take some time, just because let's face it, this market's been very, very range bound and very extremely choppy. Like, I don't think I've seen a market more choppy than this one. So be on the lookout for the overall big moves, all right? And I still see the trend is being up on this market. So be on the lookout for the north side here. Looking at the euro dollar, you can see that prices had a nice little retracement all the way back to about the 116.84 area, and this market has been in an uptrend for the past year. And as it's been moving to the upside, we've now finally seen the first good-sized correction here since it's been moving so dramatically to the upside. So we're seeing price bottom out here, and now I'm looking for price to really push through the 118.80 down to about the 118.29 zone. This is a nice fresh aqua zone, and I would like to see price push through that and run with the trend to the upside. Now, the other thing to also look at here from a technical analysis perspective is this possibility of a trendline bounce. So as price is doing its merry little thing, look for price to break a new high and then bounce off the trend line, roughly where this resistance is right now. And I'm looking for that resistance area to basically turn into a support area, or supply turning into demand, because again, this is on the daily time frame here. So as that area turns into a demand zone, this would be a nice predictive way of seeing supply and demand curves shift over time. And that's really what I like to see happen if the trend is truly to the upside. So again, we do have a few dollars to move to the upside before we're touching the 120.14 zone. But overall this week, I like to see us move to the upside and then give us a nice little retracement, something to this degree, before forming new demand. As price is pushing into this supply level, again, this is a newly formed supply level that was formed just a little while ago. But as price is forming, it is coming back into the supply level, I should say. Look for this zone up here from about 118.72 up to about 118.94. That is the level that formed this daily zone to begin with. And again, this level is weak, okay? It's been bounced on multiple times here. There's two bounces right there. So we know that as price comes into supply, supply is weak. And look at this, like price is bouncing off of the only resistance zone in between where price is now and that supply and that resistance zone up there. Like it's bouncing off of this right now, and that one's weak too because it's been hit three times already. Okay, so I'm looking for price to bulldoze through this zone here. Maybe do another little correction, but overall, it hit us right into the 118.80 level. So that's what I see easily happening, again, because this market is in an uptrend and there's no reason to believe anything different as of yet.